What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Timothy Desert Storm Bradley. Timothy Bradley goes in on Oscar Valdez. He states that Oscar is a disgrace to boxing, and he hopes he gets his ass knocked out. For those who don't know, Oscar Valdez has failed not one but two tests on his sample A and sample B testing, and he blames it on tea. Okay, he blames it on an herbal tea that he was drinking, and he said that's the reason for it. But keep in mind, if a person was taking something and he had an alibi on why he was in fact why he had a positive test, that should tell you by all means that it would be in both samples. Okay, we know that. Now, the problem I have with it is, regardless of what it was for, or regardless of where it was from, he shouldn't be able to fight. And that's rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. And it should. I mean, let's just be real. It should rub them the wrong way, because at the end of the day, there's been other fighters that haven't had two failed tests, but only one failed test, like Dillian White, and they wouldn't allow him to fight. In fact, they took measures in their hands of stripping him from certain fights or opportunities because of something like this, okay? Now, back to Timothy Bradley for a minute. Timothy Bradley is a guy that he was a very durable and a very, very passionate trainer. He trained like no other. He probably had one of the hardest training regimens behind Floyd, if not more. I've seen this guy run 23 miles straight just because he wanted to burn out on a certain mile, and he burned out on 23 miles. You know what I mean? That's how much in shape he was and how much, endurance that he had, okay? So he was definitely a guy that trained, and he did it with no help. And when I mean help, no drugs, okay? And I knew this was going to happen, all right? Timothy Bradley is a top-ranked commentator. Oscar Valdez is a top-ranked fighter, and this shows you that it doesn't matter who you're signed with or who you are a commentator for. Nothing stops people from telling the truth when the truth needs to be told. Counterpunch, okay? See, if you look at Dillian White had one weird drug test, and the other one came back negative. Mauricio Suleiman took it upon himself to get involved in something that he had absolutely nothing to do with, okay? That was a UCAD BBB of C situation, okay? And they have been known to do weird things and strange things themselves when it comes to drug tests and so forth. But Mauricio decided to take the mandatory position away from Dillian White because of a drug test that he had nothing to do with. That makes no sense. Whereas now you're allowing a fighter that has failed two drug tests, not just one B, not one sample, but two samples, right? And you have allowed this to go on and allow Oscar to fight, but wouldn't allow Dillian White to get his position to fight for the championship belt. And it just shows you the favoritism. It bleeds through and through. But it's all about money. It's all about protection. It's all about who you are. That's what it shows me. But I like Timothy Bradley because it didn't matter who Timothy Bradley was and is and who he works for and what network or promotional company that he works under. He's going to tell the truth. Okay? Because that would have been someone else, all right, that wasn't under the umbrella of Canelo. That wouldn't have happened that way. Okay? Logic and examples have told us that it wouldn't have went down that way. Those guys wouldn't have been able to fight, but Oscar can. Okay, see, that's a bad thing. So Timothy Bradley is another person that came forth to let everyone know that, hey, I don't like this. You know what I mean? He's a disgrace to boxing. Because we know, hey, there's no way you got that from T. So Timothy Bradley's not believing it. But I will tell you this. Shout out to Caleb Plant, because Caleb Plant spoke his mind over on the PBC Al Heyman side. You know? And now it's just bringing uproar, further uproar, you know, to the situation. And it should. Let's just be real. It should. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Timothy Bradley blasting Oscar Valdez for failing a drug test. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.